this is Sonia with Part2 Solutions, and welcome to Journal with me. And this is week 17 in part 2 of Behind the Doors journal that I'm working on. And this week I made some journal cards. So here's the first one. And basically all I did was I created like a collage board or master board, and to make all these, the backgrounds for most of these, or all of these. And then I cut them out, and then I did some decorating. So here's the first one, and each one of them have like book pages and stitching and different little collage things like that inside of it, you know. So this right here, I fussy cut this out. A lot of these images come from Pixel Scrapper, and I'll have a link in the description of where I got it from. And some of them are from Pixel Scrapper, and other digitals are from several other kits, and I'll have a link in the description where everything comes from. So so this is a tuck spot right here, and each one of them they have a page on the back for writing space, and that's coffee dyed, and I just distressed it with a little bit of vintage photo distress oxide ink. So that's the first one. And like I said, you get a little tuck spot right there. Alright, and then the second one, we have cigar. This one was from Pixel Scrapper. This is from the Guys kit, Guys Days kit on my Etsy shop. And then this is Pixel Scrapper, Pixel Scrapper. And then, you know, like I said, all of them have the stitching and the collaging and things like that in the back. And I use like scrap papers and stuff like that to get that effect. And homemade Modpodge. And then this is a little tuck spot right here. And then here's this one. And Pixel Scrapper, Pixel Scrapper. And a lot of these, some of the ones from Pixel Scrapper are the ones that I created. And then there's others that are other artists on Pixel Scrapper that they created. This one is the one that I created. This is like a light bulb kind of deal. And like I said, I fussy cut out a lot of it, did some embossing, different things like that. And then you have your stitching in the background, the different pattern papers and stuff like that. And then you have some more embellishments and stuff like that. And then this is a tuck spot here. Okay, and then here's another one. And this has some embossing on it. And I fussy cut that out. Everything in here, all of these were printed out and fussy cut out, and then added onto like black cardstock. Well, this one was added to blue and then black cardstock. But almost, well, except for this one, I didn't do that one. I didn't add that to black cardstock. But everything else was pretty much added to black cardstock on here. And some of this was junk mail. This was junk mail. It was from something I received. And then I just cut it out, sprayed it with some coffee. And then that's how I got that look. And then you have this little tuck spot right here. And then those are some of the details of the stitching. And like I said, they all have that back with the coffee, the journaling space with the coffee. And then here's another one. And this one's Pixel Scrapper. That's one of the ones that I created. That and that Pixel Scrapper. If you can see that shine, it's had a little embossing. And then, like I said, a lot of these are Pixel Scrapper, and then other. This one was from someone else on Etsy that I made a purchase from Etsy. And then this is from the Photo Fun. That's the freebie on Facebook. And I just cut it out, embossed it, and made it look, I gave it like some jagged edges. And used a hole punch to punch out some of those holes and stuff. And then this is a pocket. And tuck that down in there. And then here's the last one. And I did some embossing, heat embossing on there. And this is from Guy's Day Kit. And then just tuck that down in there. And then there's the stitching and collaging and stuff in the backdrop. Alright, so stay tuned and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I made these. So I'm going to make a master board with collages so that I can make some journal cards. And I'm just going to use a combination of scrap paper, junk mail, things like that. And once I've created it, I'm going to cut them out and then I'm going to add them to some black cardstock that I already had for a while. So I'm going to try to use it up. And I'm just going to put them on this gray paper because I don't know why, but for some reason I don't really use a whole lot of gray. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know, I just never use a lot of gray for some reason in my projects. But I might actually change that. We'll see. So I'll probably make like maybe 3 sets of master boards so I can make a few journal cards. We'll see. So I'm just going to probably Modpodge on some because it's quicker. I'd considered doing just using a glue stick, but I don't know, I think it takes longer using a glue stick than it does sometimes because you have to like just go over each and every little tiny little piece of paper when you can just go ahead and get out your Mod Podge and go at it, let it dry, and then cut it up. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me get my Mod Podge. Okay, so I've got my homemade Mod Podge. And I'm going to start just going ahead and I'm going to go ahead and glue the page. And then I'm going to just start adding on some stuff. Okay, so now that these are pretty much dry, I'm just going to go around and I'm just going to cut the excess paper off of here. And then I'm going to make some journal cards. And what I'll probably do, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. So So that's one. I like that. Those are great backgrounds. There's so many things you can do with them too besides just make journal cards. So here are these three right here, and I love how they turned out. Alright, so we've got these black cards, and there's some of them are slightly different sizes. I'm just going to leave them the size that they are. This one is 8 by 5, almost 5.5, or a little over 5.5. So if this were a journal, hold on. I just want to make sure that it would fit inside if I leave it at that size. It's a bit big, so I'm going to go with the smaller ones, or the skinnier ones. Let me see. If I leave these at this size, there's going to be tall journal cards. So this one is 8 by 5 by 8, or just slightly over 5 by 8. So I'm going to need 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. So I think I'll do 4 of these. I might just do 5. No, I'll just do 4 because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room, enough of these. We'll see. So what did I say? 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. Alright, so I'm going to glue these on here. All 6 of them. I'm going to glue them in the center. And I think that I will do some stitching, you know, on some of it. So let me do that. Let me just go ahead and glue these on. And I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and we're going to put some stitches in here. You know, just kind of going across it in different little areas. Maybe along in here and here and here. So I'm going to do all 5, or all, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 6 of these like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some ephemera, and I got these from Pixel Scrapper. And a lot of these images are some of the ones that I made, like the lady, this circle, the mustache, this right here, but I kind of edited it. This little heart, cigar, magnifying glass, and this light bulb. All these, I can't even talk straight. I'm the one who designed some of those. But now the scissors, action, this, and observations, and the pipe I got from other artists on Pixel Scrapper. All this Pixel Scrapper. And I'll have a link in the description where you can access some of these. Some of them you just have to type in certain keywords. But yeah. And you can find different things. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these out and prep them. And I'll probably use some more stuff. I have other things that I had printed out from early on that I might add in here. I might take little elements like this little ticket. This here. This is from my Etsy digital. This is Old Time Goods. And then I may also print out some from Guys Days Kit. So we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and definitely cut these out and start prepping them. And what I'm going to do is, actually, while I've already got it, some of these, you know, I'm going to do my little glossy accents and ink pen deal. So, or I might just use Embossing Clear detail embossing powder. I'm definitely going to do some glossy accents with this right here, these goggles, 'cause to me that just makes it look cuter. And I may do it with this bulb too, just to kind of make it a little more pronounced. But basically all I'm going to do on some of these is I'm just going to take the pen, kind of accent like the eyes and different elements, just so that it kind of stands out a little more. Now I'm just going to take this Ranger Emboss It pen, if you can see that or not, and then I'm just going to go over just some small little portions of her, like her eyeball and some of her jewelry, just to kind of make it shine. And I'm going to emboss it. I'm just going to use some of this clear detail embossing powder by Recollections. I got this from Michael's. And let me back up just a little tad bit so you can see better. And it has like a little shine to it, see? So I'm going to do some of these like that. Actually, I was going to use some glossy accents on the goggles, but I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the same technique of the emboss it deal. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know, I guess I'll probably use some of these off of the Guys Days kit. So let me just cut some of these out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have some of these already cut out. And I've got different things I'm going to use in here. So, and also, I'm going to use my mail that I had received, and I'm just going to idle it up with some coffee. And I'm going to keep this. It says airmail. I love that. Just cut that out. So we've got that, and it's already on. It's pretty thick, so I don't really have to like add it to another piece of paper to make it stronger. So let me move this over to the side somewhere, and let me see. Let me just cut that down just a little bit. International. I'm going to make this look vintage. I'm going to spritz it with some coffee. Actually, I'm going to lay some coffee down, and then I'm just going to run this across it, just to kind of make it look vintagey. That'll work. I'm just going to dab it a little bit with this wet rag so it's not like super saturated, or it's not like it's too dark, you know. I'm just going to dry that, and then we're going to get ready to start decorating. Okay, so now before we start decorating these, we are going to need something to cover up the backs of these journal cards. I really love these. Okay, so these are 8 by 5 by 8, so 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. I'm just going to get some white cardstock. Let's get 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 110-pound cardstock from Walmart. Pen and Gear is the brand that I'm using. And what did I say? That fast, I forgot. So I need 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I had to make these 7.5 by 4 3/4. So I think I'll just add just a little bit of coffee on here. Just enough to kind of give it a little hint of shade. Some are going to be really light, and then some are going to have darker images from the coffee, or darker prints from the coffee, you know. Alright, so I'm just going to dry these, and then I'm going to distress them with some vintage photo distress oxide around the edges. Alright, so now I'm just going to glue these on here, like so, in the center. Now I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got these on here already. Let me back this up just a little tiny bit. Okay, and so you know we're going to need some words, and I've got different printables from several different places. This one's from my LifeWords digital kit on Etsy, my Etsy digital shop. This one is a freebie kit on my Facebook page, photo fun sheet on my Multimedia Crafts digital Facebook page. It's a freebie. And then I've got these from, these are gorgeous, off of Etsy from DigitalMandragora. I might be pronouncing it incorrectly. I'll have a link in the description. And this is the vintage Ephemera Fussy Cuts labels. And there are a whole bunch of like different types of things in here. Some of them are the same, but they're just like, this is in color, this is like a sepia tone. It's just different hues. The same one, but just different hues, you know, like black and white and stuff like that. And then this one, Eva from Bohemian Crafting on her Patreon channel, she's got a whole lot of digital printouts. A whole bunch of them. So I use a lot of hers. She's got like papers, like ledger papers and scripts and tags and oh, she got a whole bunch of stuff. So I got that one. Oops. And then I've got this one's from 9 of Crohn's. It's their digital. It's a 64 ephemera printable words and numbers for journals. And it's got like different fonts, different colors, and things like that. I love it. It kind of complements my life words digital. I love that. So we're going to find some stuff to use with that, along with these. So now I'm going to cut some of these words out, and I'm going to have to distress some of my embellishments as well, my words and embellishments. So let's see, which ones are we going to use? Definitely going to use documented, because this is going to be somewhat like a detective style journal. So like documented, recorded, stuff like that. I'm going to cut some of those out, and I'm going to have to find some from the other pages to use on here. You know what, I already had one that was partially cut. Oh well. I've got several of these printed out, but instead of keeping them together, organized, I've got them like scattered everywhere. So when I need it, I can't find it, and then I have to print out another copy, and then it's like, okay, great, I should have kept things organized. I might remember. And I like the different colors because I'm going to be using these to try to make it match that. Alright, so that's that one. Let's see. And I like some of these that just have the dates on them. So we'll do that. So I'm just going through and just kind of cut out some of these, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I glued some of these to some black cardstock, and I'm just going to cut it out. And it just makes it a little more sturdy, so that when I begin to add these to the journal cards, they're strong. They won't like tear if they get moved, and I make like pockets and stuff like that out of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our fun stuff that we have to use to build with. Got all kinds of fun things to create with. Okay, so, and we've already got this. So now I'm going to create like some clusters and pockets, and I'm going to just add some stuff on here. So I may use blue. I'm going to need something to make these stand out up against this backdrop. So let's see, this, I'm just going to cut or tear some of this down. I'm going to make a pocket, and it's going to come down some. They're going to be pocket journal cards, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and glue her on partially. Just at the bottom, just because I'm probably going to add some more stuff behind her too. But I want to see my placement, like where am I going to put this at? I guess I'll put it like right in here. And I'm going to take some of this off around her head or her image, because I want some more of the, I want some of this to show too. So. So this is pretty much it. The journal cards. So this is the one with, this has a little pocket here. So let me just get like a journal card or something to sit down in here. Here's something I can use. This goes down in here like that. It's a tuck spot. And then we've got this. And they're all going to go in the hidden doors, hidden passage doors or something like that journal, whatever it is I'm working on. So, and then here's this one. You have your little pocket right there. And then we've got this one with the lady. And then you have the little tuck spot down in there. Real fun. So yeah, next week I'll probably, well, the next video will probably be on really easy envelopes, and those envelopes are going to be used also in that journal. So I'm trying to get caught up on all these videos, and I figure I'll just make a journal step by step. And I do, sometimes when I make my journals I go backwards, so instead of making the journal first and then the embellishments, I usually make my embellishments first, so I know how big of a journal I need to include all my embellishments, because I always go overboard for some reason. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos and my blog and my social media sites. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching.